It's just that now you've given yourself the time to actually let yourself experience those emotions. And now it's up to you to be your own Inspector Gadget or whatever, investigator, somebody looking, your own Steve from Blue's Clues, whatever, and follow the clues as to why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Hello, friends. It's Uchenna here. At this point, we all know we're in the midst of a pandemic. Coronavirus! It's taking over our lives. Um, it's not cute. It's not cute. A lot of people are isolating right now in quarantine, whether it's mandatory or encouraged. A lot of people are experiencing a lot of alone time right now, which I'm quite sure most people are not accustomed to. To be frank, most people don't enjoy being alone right now. So I'm making this series of videos, one, because I have some things that I want to get out of my head, and what better way to get thoughts out of your head than making a YouTube video about it in 2020? The other reason I want to do this is I think a lot of people are experiencing a lot of uncertainty right now. The negative thing about having so much alone time, for some, actually for me it's been really positive, but for some people, you have to deal with yourself now, and you have to deal with your own thoughts, namely, what exactly it is that you want from your life. And that's really hard for a lot of people to deal with. So I'm posting these videos to kind of share with you all how I've been dealing with it and how I've been answering those really hard questions and doing a lot of healing, really. So first things first are BFF anxiety. Actually, not even a BFF. Anxiety is a BUM. Just laying around in our heads, rent free. No, all of it, it's just whack. It's just whack. The ways that I've had the chance to deal with anxiety over the past month or so, actually, I honestly get most of my healing nuggets, my little imagine McDonald's, but for healing trauma. My little trauma nuggets. Oh my god, I'm healing my little trauma nuggets with some, I don't even know what to call it. Reading. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking. I'm just saying words, but honestly, the way that I've been trying to get through a lot of my anxiety is through reading. Let me introduce you all to my Kindle. In this Kindle, I keep a lot of the books that have helped me be my own therapist in a way. And just a disclaimer, just a really quick disclaimer, this video is by no means telling you not to get therapy if you need it. I honestly believe that 95% of the population on a global scale needs therapy, because quite frankly, we've all been through it. We've all been through some shit, whether it's emotional neglect, whether it's physical abuse, emotional abuse, actual, violence, rape, whatever it might be. So many of us have just been through it, and a lot of us don't have the space to talk about those things. So this video is not an alternative to therapy. With that being said, therapy is very expensive. Some of our budgets are not equipped for the amount of therapy that we need, quite frankly. So, on some level, a lot of us have to take some responsibility for our emotional well-being. That's the word I'm looking for. Emotional well-being. Even if therapy were extremely accessible and super affordable and really convenient to get, we would still have to take a lot of responsibility for our emotional well-being, because ultimately we are the ones living this life. Actually, you know what? There was a really amazing quote that I saw in a book that I will mention in this video. Let me see if I can find it. The quote is, "Even supposing that God does not exist and that we could not gain recognition from God, we would still have to live this life." Indeed, it is in order to overcome the nihilism of a godless world that it is necessary to deny recognition from other people. And quite frankly, that quote hit me so hard, because in a nutshell it says, at some point, the things that you do aren't about what other people think. They're not about what anyone has to say about your decisions, really. Ultimately, you have to live your life no matter what you believe in or even who you believe in. You're going to have to start making choices that allow you to live the life that you want. Anxiety and depression go hand in hand, right? And whereas depression has a lot to do with how you view yourself and your past, the best quote I've ever heard is, "Depression is just anger turned inward." So depression, in my interpretation, has a lot to do with how you have perceived your past, things that have happened to you, and the way that you have processed them, I guess. When you're depressed, it's because you have a lot of anger turned toward yourself. So keep that in mind. But anxiety has more to do with the future, how you think life will unfold for you, how you think people will view you if you say something or do a certain thing or live a certain way or have a particular lifestyle. Anxiety is a combination of worry, which is the mental aspect, and stress, which is the physical aspect. But often anxiety in the moment doesn't have a particular trigger, which is why it can be so confusing. And I'm sure for a lot of people right now, they're probably experiencing a lot of anxiety and depression and not knowing where it's coming from at all. Like it's coming out of the blue, in a sense. It's not. It's not coming out of the blue. It's just that now you've given yourself the time to actually let yourself experience those emotions. And now it's up to you to be your own Inspector Gadget or whatever, investigator, somebody looking, your own Steve from Blue's Clues, whatever, and follow the clues as to why you're feeling the way you're feeling. The feeling could be inspired by something recent. It could be inspired by an altercation that you had with a friend or a particular action from somebody that really didn't sit well with you. Or it could have been something triggered from the past, right? from the like the distant past, maybe at a time when you were too young to even process that something bad had happened. And you know what? The thing about anxiety, it synergizes so horribly with perfectionism. Well, I am a recovering perfectionist myself, and as a perfectionist, anxiety is so horrible because that escalates the feeling of, if I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. Like, I need to run 100 miles today or I'm not going to get up at all. Or I need to do like 70 squats, 100 bench presses, and run a marathon, or I'm useless and I should just stay where I am. The thing about anxiety is that it stops you from doing so many things that you want to do. And it can be as small as like joking around with your friends. Oh, if I don't tell the perfect joke, I shouldn't even talk. I mean, that's definitely a thought that I've had.